Hey, hey, hey! We are back. This is Nerdad. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3 again. Um, see, last night or last time rather, we went ahead and rescued Lae'zel, the incredibly cranky fighter. Um, and we are now going to start exploring some of the environs. And we're going to be hitting our first town hopefully tonight as well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, it's really interesting because a lot of the people in the town that we're going to be visiting are have some issues with race, and it gets a little uncomfortable at times. So heads up on that. But in the meanwhile, we did take a long rest last time, so we are full up on short rest. We are full up on our long rest, so we are going to go ahead and move right along. For what it's worth, I am going to keep Lae'zel mostly out of the party, but I am going to need her in a little bit in this town that we're going to be visiting. So I might visit camp and switch her out a little bit later, just so that we can progress with the story. In true good game design fashion, true Baldur's Gate fashion, there are many ways to go about solving the quest of getting rid of the parasite that we got in our brain. So that's Lae'zel is one of those quest lines, and there are a few options that we've got for solving this, and all of them are kind of hard to swallow, if you will. So it's again really good game design. It makes you make really difficult decisions. They do a great job with it. But first, we are going to come up in this general direction and kind of explore up in this area.
I hear shouting up ahead.
We should check it out, but be careful.
All right. So we have got a pretty big fight that's going to happen here in a second, and that is why I quick saved. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and separate out the party because I want to get Astarion into position beforehand.
Neither seen nor heard. Silent as the grave.
For what it is worth, I don't know if y'all can hear that. If I need to crank up the volume on the game itself, let me know. But whenever your party is stealthed, like they do these, like they do whisper talking, and like Astarion's in particular is so good because it actually feels like the voice actor was like 2 inches away from the microphone, and he's talking like this, and it's great. It really makes you feel like creepy crawling along with the story in here. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and
No time to rest.
actually I'm thinking about casting Bless before we go into this. Bless up to 3 creatures. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have Shadowheart do it though. First though, I think I'm going to have. First though, I'm gonna have Gale cast his stupid familiar. Dang it. So here's the question. I went ahead and put myself in turn-based mode because if you're going to cast buffs on yourself, it's actually really good to be in turn-based mode so that you don't accidentally run your buff out just sitting around waiting for things to happen. The problem is I've moved Astarion up so far that he might actually trigger this conversation, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end everybody's turn. End Astarion's turn. Okay, and I'm going to move Astarion back a little bit. Now that we're back in a good location, we're gonna exit this turn-based mode. We're gonna gather everybody up again.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Yeah, don't trigger anything. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we're gonna have Gale summon his stupid familiar. And of course, we are gonna do the Raven because Raven is best familiar. I pick my familiars based entirely off of who can peck and remove what body parts, and the raven can peck out eyes, which is just delightful. So we're gonna stick with raven. All right, and with that, Gale did do find familiar. Find familiar is a ritual, so that means that he has still got some space for a spell slot. So I think what we're gonna do is we're going into a fight, so we're gonna use magic missile. Incidentally, this is one change that they made for Baldur's Gate. Like normally, with your prepared spells, you can only prepare your spells at the after you have finished up the long rest, and you've got that until you've got your prepared spells until you take another long rest. Not the case in Baldur's Gate 3. For whatever reason, you can switch out your spells whenever the heck you want, as long as you have spell slots and you're not in combat. Which I mean that you're not in combat. That's a big restriction there. But the ability to switch out your spells whenever the heck you want to is really, really strong, and it makes it so that long rests aren't as necessary. So, I like it. But again, spells that we are definitely going to be keeping: sleep and grease. Of course, we'll have grease. Shield. Of course, we'll have shield. And then Tasha's Hideous Laughter is a great spell. And then magic missiles. Again, the thing that makes this a big deal is that it always hits its target. Especially in these early levels, it's a little hard to hit stuff. So we are totally going to be picking magic missile just to give us a little bit more oomph. All right, cool. Those spells are picked. We're going to go ahead and go back into turn-based mode. We'll get Astarion up here. Let's get him hiding.
Quick step.
Hide, dang it. What are you doing?
Radio note.
Darn it. I think I wasted some movement there. That's fine. It's okay. Astarion's got bonus actions up the wazoo, so we can just have him do a bonus action dash. What just happened? It looked like he... Okay, cool. He is still stealthed. So if you'll notice, there's these guys right in here. They are yelling at we're going to find out, the druids to let them in, open up this big huge gate. Yeah. They're in a bit of a panic, so we're going to find out here in a second what the big panic is.
Blood? No, never mind.
But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and have Nerdad cast Bless on everybody. And with that, timer is now ticking. So what I'm going to have Nerdad do is I'm going to get him moving as quick as possible. All right, and that's it for his turn.
What am I to do?
I'm going to move Shadowheart up here as well. And I'm also going to move Gale up here.
I venture forth.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the box trick. I'm going to go ahead and drop a box. Move this out of the way just for a second. I'm going to drop another box. Move that on top of that. And I'm going to drop one more box. And that way, whenever he crawls up on top of these boxes, he will get height advantage. Oh, that's too far. Darn it. That's unfortunate. But we can move stuff over this way. There we go. And I think I'm going to have Shadowheart do the same thing, just because... But she is not quite far enough, so I'm going to put the boxes a little far forward. Although, actually, I think I'm still short a couple boxes, so maybe I'm not going to do that. Okay. Got 2 boxes there on Astarion. And none boxes on Shadowheart. Okay. Alright, it's fine. I do definitely want Gale up there, so that'll work. Who knows, maybe they can both fit up there in a nice little happy cozy medium. In turn. Oh, and the Raven. I am gonna have the Raven come down here with Nerdad. and he's gonna peck eyeballs out from the ground. And turn there. And as you can see, we are still sitting at 9 rounds of Bless left, which is just great.
No one back home will ever believe this.
So we're gonna have. Oh, I should have had Nerdad jump, get
Open the
extra
bloody
movement,
gates!
but we triggered what we
Nobody
need.
gets in! Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now! You let goblins here? Where is the druids? Please, there's no time!
Look, it's an arrow. We're serious, y'all. Gonna have the classic like monster snarly
Open
jump.
the gates!
It does. I'm sorry, I missed the chat there. It does kind of look like the shoot though. Poor cannon. This is such a fascinating. Oh, hey, language there. Language warning on this.
Damnable roach. Provoke the blade.
Gross.
Suffer its sting.
I don't like that intro for that guy, but he's a cool character. Like he's just legitimately a good guy. All right. So now.
Let's spill some blood.
If you'll notice, we got some goblins up here, and they are all facing not Astarian's way, which is just great. But yeah, if you take a look at the battlefield, we got a lot of stuff going on. The idea is that I will be having the 3 up here kind of take these goblins out as they'll take this goblin up here out, and then the ranged people are going to stay up here, and then Astarian's going to work his way down, and then eventually make it down here with Nerdad and the main source of the fighting here. Bird's going to be down here as well. Again, pecking out just as many eyes as possible. All right. Incidentally, if you prefer looking at things in a more like D&D battle mat fashion, if you hit the O key, it'll put you into what's called tactical mode. And the only difference with tactical mode is that it is a straight up and down camera. So I mean, you're looking flat up on the screen. I kind of like this just for the classic tabletop D&D feel that it gives. But it might not be the most efficient way to go about doing things. Plus, I mean, look at all the detail. We want to look at all the detail, and that requires a 3D motion thing. All right. Anyway, so right now, Astarian's turn. What Astarian is going to do is he is going to hide, and he is going to stab the ever-loving crud out of this goblin up here. Yeah, we're gonna sneak attack. Okay, cool. And that took the goblin straight out, which is just great. At 3rd level, Astarian's going to get 2 bonus actions, which again is going to make him the most powerful character in my freaking party. But he does not have that yet. He is not 3rd level yet. I'm very excited for him to be 3rd level, but because that allows you to do so many crazy tactical things with Astarian. But for now, I am going to have him... I'm going to have him move just a little bit forward, but I'm not going to have him move all the way up because you can't stealth when you are in melee range of an enemy. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave him... I'm going to leave him right there.
Unleash me.
All right. Now for Gale. Gale is going to climb up on top of this, and he already had pretty good height advantage because we're on top of this huge cliff thing right here, but we're just going to go ahead and use that as much to our advantage as we possibly can. So yeah, so he's got both Bless and he's got High Ground. Really, like 85% at this stage of the game is great. All right, and that'll be it for Gale's turn. This is nice too. This rallied condition. Can't hit that guy. All right, that's fine. The rallied condition. Let's see what it does. Yeah, gives you 8 temporary hit points, for 5 turns, which is a really good way to go about doing things. This doesn't make a huge amount of deal for Nerdad. I mean, like 8 hit points is 8 hit points. I know. I don't know. It's like these goblins. In chat, they're saying that's a lot of blood for one goblin. It's like goblins are the clown cars of blood. It just keeps on going. And you know, Astarian's got that blood situation, so I mean, maybe he had something to do with it. It does feel like all of the blood that was previously inside that goblin is now on its outside. Anyway, what makes this great is, yeah, 8 hit points is a really good thing. But it only brings Nerdad from 22 up to 30. I mean, that's good, but it's not super awesome. What's super awesome is my 1 hit point familiar now has 9 hit points, which is why I'm so up for this thing flying into as much stuff as possible and pecking out as many eyes as possible. Unfortunately, you can't reach anything. I think I'm gonna leave him right there. I won't do a dash or anything. Guys, come on, stop critical missing. What in the world? Pay and language. Alright, so now Shadowheart, again, doesn't have her boxes, but we are going to, Oh, okay, so the question is, do I want to have her attack this guy right here for 65? Go for one of the ones down here for... Ooh, 85 is really good. Because again, she'll have high ground advantage against the ones down on the very ground, but not against this guy right here. I do kind of want to take this guy out, though, so that Astarian can get down in the ground and into the fray. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to take this guy out. Yes! Haha! Success! And again, that's a lot of blood for, you know, one goblin. At least I got the critical miss on my side. That's good. Hey, not cool. All right. Now, how are we going to do this? Very first thing, we're going to go ahead and jump just to get him a little bit closer, but even still, he's still not in range of anything. Man. So, question always is, when Nerdad is out of range, do I want to use up a spell slot to try to disable some stuff? And I think I do. Like, this is a good opportunity for a command, especially on this goblin booyah up here. Although this guy, the goblin boss, is pretty rough too. Might be nice to have him drop. I don't like that booyah, but let's take a look at, see what the booyah can do. Oh well, we can't really see. All right, fine. So I'm still up on what I want to do here. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the goblin boss. That'll at least give the good guys over here some free opportunity attack, or not opportunity attack, some free advantage. Yeah, we'll do it. Although actually, this guy has a pretty good weapon on him. Huh. I don't know how to see what weapon they have on them. If you guys know, let me know. That'd be fantastic to know. All right. So yeah, let's yeah, we're gonna command and grovel. Ah. You know, this is a big fight. I'm gonna go ahead and use a port and die, and I'll use my 10. Those are some kind of crappy portent dice, actually. For your portent dice, you either want really, really high or you want really, really low. Like, middle of the road is not, it's not super great. It's not super great. But anyway, that's it for Nerdad. End of his turn. Ooh.
By sickle and sword, strike them down.
Ooh. Man, not a good round for Will over there. All right, let's see what we got. Astarion, how far can you reach, my bud? This is going to be kind of a crappy turn for Astarion. He really can't do a whole heck of a lot. But oof. Can't even really. All right, so here is the question: can I do anything with Gale that can grant advantage to Astarion? I got a couple things. I've got Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I've got Sleep. Grease could knock some stuff prone, and actually, I think I'm gonna lay a Grease down because they are nicely clustered up. Yeah, I like Grease. I like Grease a lot. So yeah, we're gonna see what we knock down. Ooh, can I get that fourth one? Yes, I can. This is why I like Grease so much. I mean, AoE, all AoE stuff is really good, but again, Grease is not concentration. It's gonna hit all four of these guys right here. This is great. Yeah, it's great. Hey, we knocked down. What do we got? Is he prone? Oh no, he's groveling right now. Okay, that's cool. But I did knock this guy prone. It's not. That's actually
Go for the throat.
pretty upsetting. Oh, I messed that up, you guys. Oh no. Ah. Okay. Prone does not grant advantage to an attacker if they're attacking from range. Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. That was totally my mistake. I very much screwed that up. All right. I was trying to find advantage, so I'm gonna have Astarion stealth. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hide. And then he's got advantage against the thing. I wanted Astarion to be able to use his bonus action for a dash so he could get into melee. No such luck. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. I didn't see how much damage that did. We can check our battle log. That was not super great. All right. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get Astarion down in there. That does put him in the midst of all of the red of line of sight of everything, so I'll have to be super sneaky about how I get him into stealth if I need him to get me in stealth.
A rough tempest I will raise.
All right. Oh, so this is a big problem. Oh, no. He's good. He's good. I already did his action. He did Grease. That's right. Hey, that was a good shot from that archer up there. All right. And here's a great thing. My bird is going to have advantage against this for blinding. So kind of wish that the bird had gone before Astarion. Alas, not the case. Here, can he? Just wondering if they can opportunity attack if they're blinded or prone. My guy, why would you do that? All right, Shadowheart. Okay, so Shadowheart is going to have advantage. I think I'm just gonna straight up take that. But I do kind of want to look and see what my highest damage here. So that's 2 to 9, 1 to 10. So that's the same average damage, and 1 to 8. Yeah. So my ranged attack and my firebolt do the same damage right now. All right, that's cool. Oh man. Oh, it's kind of interesting that they even gave me the option to do a port and die there, because that's not going to help at all. Yeah, don't react. Man, nobody is rolling well this fight. Well, nobody on my side. The bad guys are rolling just fine. Oh man. Oh no, that was my guy doing that. That's good. Okay, I feel way better about that. Gosh, that's like the third critical miss. What is happening? Gosh. Let me check out Zevlor. I've never seen him. Okay, good. He's got 44 XP or HP. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rush, try to get him off balance. What is happening? Move up a little bit closer so that he can't really go anywhere. Man, this is not going well. All right. So now, it might be time to pull out sleep. Let's see. We got. Oh yeah, I got 1 HP there. 17, 12, 16. Not a really good spread. I can get I can get 2 things asleep if I include the thing with 1 HP. That might actually be worth it. Because I can sleep the warg, I could sleep the booyah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So boink, and yeah, that leaves me 6 HP left. It's not enough to do anything. So one of the nice things about sleep is as long as you've got the HP. I know, I'm rolling so bad. It's embarrassing. I don't think I've ever had like Zevlor up here with this low HP. I mean, he's only down 2 HP, but I've never seen him get hit. He's a level 4. He should be totally fine. Anyway, his turn is done. Sleep always hits as long as you've got the HP space. And what we're gonna do here.
Outmaneuver them.
Yeah, let's move up here. This should be serious advantage. What is going on? Why does it say they rolled 5 critical hit? That's weird. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. That's fine. Yeah, that's interesting. All right. So now, how do I want to do this? Again, there is just not a whole lot of space to hide anywhere. This whole thing is bathed in red. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is just get Astarion up there anyway. So that means let's dash. Don't want to go through my grease, and we'll just chill out there. So that means I'll have to get Astarion with his haha, he missed. He'll just have to do his sneak attack damage just from being in close quarters and like flanking with other people. It's not great. I would prefer to have like way more advantage, but it is what it is. And if y'all notice, still 6 turns left in Bless. I'm telling y'all, 10 turns for a buff is so much time. Like that is more than enough for a fight. I think in all my time playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I have gone past 10 turns maybe like once or twice. All right, what is targetable? Yeah, it's outside of normal range. Yeah, so I guess Shadowheart needs to move in. Did she jump down? Oh no, she will very much lose HP on that.
Onward.
And that should put her close enough to some stuff. 55, 65. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't get a break. I can't get a break. Oh man. Do you remember when at the beginning of this fight I had an 85% chance to hit and it hit and I was so happy? Those were good times. Oh man, alright, that's it for her turn. Hopefully Aridin does fine. He's okay, but he's awfully surrounded. Alright, got this guy right here. Let's go ahead and do... Oh, I'm out of level 1 spell slots for him, dang. Oh yeah, because I did Bless and then I did Command. That's fine. 80% chance to hit. We'll take it. Yeah, that was plenty. That was plenty. Now... Jump right over the grease. Okay, so Will is a warlock, and warlocks get a cantrip called Eldritch Blast, which is a really good cantrip right off the bat, but warlocks can, if they choose, can enhance Eldritch Blast so much, and make it just crazy. But my favorite thing about Eldritch Blast in Baldur's Gate 3 is it looks great. Oh, it looks so good. Exactly what you would want Eldritch Blast to look like. All right. So same deal. Got Blessed, got High Ground. What is this thing called? Bone Chill. Can't remember what my spells are called. Got High Ground, Blessed. Bone Chill has a long range. Yeah, we're good. Yes. Good job, Gil. Good job. I knew I kept you around for something.
Let's turn someone inside out.
All right. So, there is a little patch of nothing right here. I should be able to get to that patch and hide and still get over to the goblin boss for some advantage here. So I'm gonna try it.
Be quick.
So over here, and we're gonna hide,
Subtle approach.
and we're gonna try getting some advantage. A nice. Nurse! Would have been nicer if that had actually killed him. That, okay, so, but that was still pretty good. I can be totally happy with that. Hey, nice.
That was the last of them. Inside, all of you. More may follow. Open the gate. Where is that bastard? Damn.
Language, come on. All right, let's group everybody back up and let's loot the heck out of all this stuff. Got javelins, Morningstar, skull. What was that? Oh, that they're walking through the grease, right? Gloves of Power. All right, this is great. On a hit with a weapon attack, possibly inflict a 1d4 penalty to the target's attack rolls and saving throws. And then it also increases your sleight of hand. So guess who is going to be getting that? That's right, Starion is. In fact, I'm going to equip that right the heck now. These gloves do anything? No, they do not. Increasing Astarion's sleight of hand is always going to be a great thing. But that whole, like, possibly inflicting a 1d4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws, there are very, very few things that will affect a target's saving throw. And when you can find them, you take them. And 1d4 is great. It's great. I mean, it's the lowest possible thing you can have in, like, a -1, but it's still really good. Still really good. All right. Let's keep on looting.
Never a dull moment.
Let's see. Goblin Scimitar and some gold. Scroll of Grease. Again, if I go through Baldur's Gate one more time, what I would do is I would find out what scrolls are readily available out in the wild, and then I would not pick those whenever I level up Gale so that I can learn those spells from the scrolls. Just a tip for all of those excessive planners out there.
What's in here?
Meat. And what do we got? A metal fork. All right. I say all right, but what that's going to be is donations to a vendor at some point. Gold and a bow. Oh yeah, I need to grab my crates.
Your desire.
Pick up. Pick up, darn you. Pick up. And pick up. Pick up! Whoa, that crate flew off into the
Looking ahead.
ethereal nothingness.
On my way.
All right. Oh, still got a couple things to open here. So inside that gate leads into the... It's not called the Emerald Grove, is it? Oh, it is called the Emerald Grove. Yeah. Leads into the Emerald Grove, which is the town that we are looking for. We're actually not going to go there right now. We're gonna keep on moving this way.
I'll take that.
Goblin tracks. Oh, you can practically smell the filth.
So we got here a stone door. This is going to lead to a passageway that leads into the Emerald Grove. So I'm not going to worry about that because we have the gate open. There are situations in which you would not have that gate opened, in which case you'd have to use the side thing. Again, they provide so many different ways to get to your objectives that work out really, really well. The other thing that we're going to do here, let me check. Ooh, Nerdad needs to move some stuff over. There is a place right up above where we can jump up and go exploring. But let me make sure that Nerdad has plenty of space. By space, I mean weight. But the way that I know these things is because if you look at the map, there are these little disconnected areas off of like the main path. That usually means that you can jump or climb or do something to get up to these locations. And the funny thing is some of my characters cannot jump very well, so to avoid the embarrassment of them trying to jump and not jumping successfully, I separate out my group and just have Nerdad go. This is actually a pretty large little side area. Pick up all these little herbs here. So, okay, this is a failing of mine. We got to talk about this. This is a failing of mine. But there are so many like great potions that you can make with all of the alchemical reagents that you find and like all the herbs that you find out in the wild. And I don't use any of them. I always have this problem. Like every game that I play that has like alchemy in it, I never use it, and I really should. It's like that whole, well, I gotta save this potion for the boss, and then you never end up using it, and you end up with like a bag full of like healing potions. It's like that, but taken one level far more advanced. So you're welcome, everybody. All right. Oh, hey, a guidance necklace. Whoops. Failed my history check. I'll have Gil take a look at this. Potion of animal speaking. Again, jeez. I'm just failing everything here. I should have had Shadowheart give him guidance before he came up here, but I don't know if I'd still have it at this point, because it probably would have worn off. Who knows, though? Who knows? All right, fire amber and a warg fang and some gold. Nice. All in all, pretty nice. Collector's anxiety moment. I know, right? I feel like, so okay, it would be collector's anxiety if I were making potions and then never using them. This is like collector's anxiety combined with extraordinary laziness. So, you tell me what's worse. I'll tell you what's worse. It's what I'm doing. And party is sitting down there waiting patiently. Let's... Oh, no, 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 no! Ah! I saw at the last minute that was going to do -1 HP. That's embarrassing. Alright, let's keep
Do you
going.
have someone waiting for you in Baldur's Gate, Astarion? A sweetheart, perhaps?
Not one in particular. The city is a veritable feast of sweethearts.
You must be eager to get back, then. Slimmer pickings out in this wilderness.
I love the conversation, like the idle banter between the party members. But if you'll notice, like every freaking line that Astarion says is twinged in at least a couple different ways at hey, look at my fangs, everybody. Oh, and I actually do want to pick up that backpack. So let's go ahead and pick that up. Again, I use backpacks not because they increase your carrying capacity in any way, shape, or form, but they do make it a little bit easier to organize things. And whenever I feel like I have a little bit more patience, I will go through all of my stuff on Nerdad and start organizing this, because take a look at all this malarkey right here. So I like to have a backpack that has, like, you know, like potions in it, and then another one with poisons, another one with scrolls, that kind of organization. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it too much. This silver pendant I really don't need because I have Shadowheart in the party, which means that I will basically always have guidance, except there are times in which I will be talking with Shadowheart, kind of against Shadowheart. Like, not like against, but like in contrary to Shadowheart. In which I will need guidance, but she will not be able to give it to me, because, again, I'll be rolling against her or what have you. So that might be nice to have eventually, but for the meanwhile, I'm just going to leave it over here with Gale. What I am going to equip, though, is this Amulet of Lost Voices. And actually, I might put this on Gale as well. Because here's the deal. So what the Amulet of Lost Voices does is it allows you to speak with dead. And it allows you to speak with dead a couple times per day, but it might be an unlimited amount of times per day. I'm not totally sure. I haven't experimented with it too terribly much. But if you kill something and you try to speak with it, it will not talk to you. It recognizes you as its killer, and it will just shut down and be like, ain't gonna happen. But what Gale can do as a ritual is he can change the way that he looks with Disguise Self. He can do that as much as he wants to outside of combat. So I might end up giving him the Amulet of Lost Voices, because I usually don't need too many like persuasion checks, with which Nerdad is really good at, but not Gale. So yeah, I think I am going to give it to Gale. Because again, after you cast it, you get like a buff that lets you speak with dead again. And so if I remove the thing and pass it over to somebody else, I'll lose that buff, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just keep it with Gale, who could possibly have Disguise Self. Should go ahead and move all of these scrolls over to Gale as well. Doink! See, look at this. So I've got sleep. I do not have web, but I do have grease. I've got scroll of mage armor. I've got a lot of these scrolls already, or all these spells. A lot of these spells memorized already, which is kind of a bummer. ideally, we would have scrolls for spells that we don't have so that Gale can learn them and put them in a spell book. All right, I think that's all of the stuff I've got. Didn't I pick up... What did I pick up from the goblin earlier that I was so upset about? Was that the Scroll of Grease? I think it was the Scroll of Grease. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I already know it. It was something I already knew.
Can't give up now.
But the good thing about scrolls that you already know is if you're feeling cocky and don't feel like you really need to have those extra scrolls, hey, you sell them. And scrolls sell for a lot of gold, which is just delightful. Incidentally, pouches also really good for organization. All right. We're going to go ahead and save, and we are going to... Let's check things out here.
What are we gonna do, Bri?
I don't know.
So I need to have Astarion get in kind of close, and I think the only way to get him close is behind this tree right here. So we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead.
On the hunt, gently.
Just listen to that whisper. It's so good. It's so good.
People up ahead. Something's wrong.
So this is a bummer. I am gonna have to go through the twisting vines. You know what? I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna leave him right here.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
I'm gonna go ahead and move forward.
Much farther can I go?
What did you mean before, Gale? A woman with shadows for eyes, you said.
Merely that if the eyes are the mirror to the soul, yours have dark curtains across the mirror. No offense taken, I hope.
Not necessarily. I haven't made up my mind about you yet.
So one of the things that I like to do as a dungeon master in D&D is I always like to have my characters or my players have an elaborate backstory that they have reason to keep secret from the other players until the time is right. It's call it Critical Role syndrome. If y'all haven't seen Critical Role, it's a really well done D&D show that has just gained massive popularity. Worth checking out if you like D&D stuff. But they do this in Baldur's Gate. Like just every character is just layers of secrets on secrets on secrets, and yeah, they do a really good job at hiding those secrets, but also implying that the secrets are there, which is really great storytelling. Give the hint that there is a secret there. Give a hint as to what the secret maybe could be, but don't say the secret until the opportune time.
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
Let's see. You do a medicine check. Reason, hold up your hands. What happened to your friend? I might do a medicine check. Maybe should have had Shadow Heart. Start off the top here. Go where I wish. Nah, we'll do a medicine check. DC 10. This is not going to be pretty. So I have not been Oh, now I decide to start rolling great. Great. That's wonderful.
He's hurt badly. An owlbear got him deep. If there's anything you can do.
I'm watching you.
The injured man locks eyes with you. A familiar squirming churns in your head.
Yeah, we're gonna hold his stare here.
Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andric and Brenna, new recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them. He
true soul. Mind him. He will.
So this is kind of getting into some of what the parasite means here. But if you'll notice,
Edwin! Ed! Please!
He's
Good
with
look,
the
he's got, like, this
Absolute now.
skull
You're-
pendant on him.
You're a true soul.
That's a little creepy.
Edwin,
Like,
our brother, he was chosen. Like you. Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
let's see. Why are you out here? The wilderness is dangerous. You need to find the beast and avenge your brother. Forget the owlbear. You're still alive. So go or leave. This is kind of interesting. We'll do explain this absolute to me.
What? Are you testing us? The Absolute is our goddess. She's going to rip down the old world order, start a new one.
That's always a
Then
good
we'll
thing.
be the ones with the power. Well, you will firstly, true soul. You don't need me to explain that.
A true soul, like you, has been chosen by the Absolute. You speak with her voice, and when the time comes, the true souls, you will rule.
Sounds like a great,
That
great
fellow
deal.
had a tadpole in his head, and they consider him blessed? Chosen? What madness is this?
A crude summary of more learn of our faith, novice. You're... I know, right? It's serious. In the chat, they're saying it's like a Vulcan mind meld. It totally is. It totally is. So one of the interesting things you can do with all of your companions that have like all these secrets and stuff is you can try to use the tadpole in both of your brains to like find out what they're hiding. I tried that once and they were not super happy with me. So for storytelling purposes, I don't do that anymore. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a crude summary. You have more to learn of our faith, novice.
I'm sorry, true soul. I only repeated what I thought I knew. It seems the Absolute still has a great deal to teach me.
Let's see. Yeah, why are you out here? The wilderness is dangerous.
We know that all too well, sir, but the Absolute sent us here.
We're looking for fugitives, survivors from that ship that crashed farther west of here.
Fugitives, huh? Yeah, these fugitives. Tell me more.
We don't know what they look like, but anyone who survived that crash is bound to be injured. That's enough to get us started. The Absolute wants them found. At any cost.
It's a little ominous. Yeah, I'm a survivor of that crash. Looks like you found me.
You! Brenna! Kill him!
I always wonder if that's maybe not the best way to go about dealing with that. I think you can convince them to go and try to get the owlbear, but they're hanging out with a guy that has like a skull pendant, so I'm not super attached to the idea of helping them out. All right, so we have got here Astarion, and Astarion, I need to get him in the shadows, or at least out of line of sight, way back over here, but there is just no good way to do this. And I do want sneak attack, because this fight can go a little rough, so I'm going to go ahead and have Shadowheart move up in melee range. Oh, but she doesn't have enough movement to do that. So we're going to have her jump. The reason that I want her in melee range is, again, I want sneak attack for Astarion. And Astarion can't get sneak attack on things that are in melee combat with an enemy. So yeah. Oh my gosh, we're back to rolling terribly. And you know what? Okay, here's the worst. The worst thing. Okay, there are two worst things about this. One, she needed an 11. An 11, and we couldn't get an 11. the worst thing is that I'm getting mocked by this portent die. Because it's just so bad. It's just such a bad portent die. It's fine. She's not my damage dealer anyway. It's fine. It's fine. Alright. So he doesn't have enough movement to get all the way up there, but... So I mean, like, he can attack once with ranged, or he can attack once with his dagger. I think I'd rather be in melee, so let's go ahead and do a bonus action dash here. We'll get him on the other side. Oh, and I would sing "Other Side" from The Greatest Showman, but I don't know if that would get me a YouTube copyright strike, so I'm not going to. See, this is always painful. I hate not having advantage on Astarion. But he did hit. He does get sneak attack. Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Creator, destroyer.
All right. Oh, you know what? I need to get Gale with a ranged weapon. I didn't realize I didn't have one. Nice. Got 3 level ups there. And I'm going to have him move a little bit outside of visual range here.
You should search that corpse.
Oops. I will. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. That is it for Gale. Oof. Okay. This is actually a good time to use this portent die. They rolled a 20. That's a critical hit. I don't want that. So we're gonna... Oh. That was acid. Dude, that was a good round for that guy. Rolled a 20. Overrided, but... Rolled a 20 against my guys. Put him in acid. Came in. Shoved Gale into the thorns. Jeez. Jeez. Alright. I'm gonna have Nerdad jump up there. Man, all in all, not great. Oh, hey, he actually hit. Good. Good. Yeah, that's great. Oh, let me look at what acid does. Reduces armor class by 2. Okay. What is right there? Twisting vines. Those twisting vines are the worst.
The lance board is set.
Okay, let's see if Gale has anything that we can do here that will... Yeah. Let's do Tasha's on this guy. But actually, let's have him jump. Okay. I guess he's not going to jump. That's a bummer. Oh, he's entangled. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll go ahead and Tasha's on this guy. See if it hits. Hey, it did hit. That's great. So what Tasha's Hideous Laughter does is it knocks somebody prone basically for 10 turns unless they take damage, and then they can try to save against it. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Astarion right on up here. And we're going to have him attack with advantage. And we're going to have him sneak attack. And that's it. Cool.
Have a lot in mind. And, well, in it.
Okay. I'm going to hold off on the leveling up for right now. But I am going to go ahead and loot these corpses.
No traps, please.
It kind of does make me feel bad about Brenna and
Give compliments earlier. We'd only just met.
Seize the day, I say. More now than ever.
Careful you don't pull a muscle in your haste.
Again, I love the banter between these guys. We'll go ahead and loot it. I do feel a little bit bad about killing Andric and Brenna, but it's just the kind of the way that I play this out, especially as a paladin. But
Not as
in the
bad as
meanwhile,
that.
we're going to save this, and we're going to check out this corpse.
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you. Your limbs move of their own accord. There's something of value here, something your mind craves. Why let its host's memories go to waste? The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience
look at
could
that.
nourish you, strengthen you.
Gotta have that whole, like, looking at that necklace with the skull on it. It's like, Hans, are we the baddies? All right, so this is really interesting game design and storytelling, whatever you want to call it. So we have three options. Let your body guide you, welcome the tadpole's influence, which right off the bat seems like a terrible, 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 awful option. You can strength, like do a strength check and resist what the tadpole is trying to get you to do. And you can wisdom, like do a wisdom saving throw basically, and like shut your mind off from the parasite. These both seem like the good thing to do, but spoilers, they are not. They are not. You actually want to go with this bad thing. And this is a really interesting gameplay choice, because what seems like the good idea is not always the good idea. So yeah, we're definitely going to do let your body guide you. Welcome the tadpole's influence. Oh, that's pretty brutal though. And that's pretty gross as well. And for whatever reason, you have the Force. We just need like a little bit of Luke Skywalker's theme whenever that tadpole is like floating up into his hand.
Abandon their hosts as soon as they need to. Vile parasites.
All right, one more thing that we are going to do before
Ready and willing.
we level up, and that is we are going to speak with dead. If y'all have seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie Hero Among Thieves, it's a wonderful,
The corpse regards you
wonderful scene
lifelessly.
involving Speak with Dead. All right, so the way that Speak with Dead works is that you have got 5 questions to ask a corpse. So what we're gonna do is we'll do what were you doing here?
Looking for a weapon. The absolute.
What do you know about this weapon? And then I'll probably do what can you tell me about the absolute?
Crashed from the sky. Taken by infidels.
Gotta admit, it's a little weird, like talking to this guy with like the puddle of acid behind him. What can you? Well, actually, let's do. Is there anything valuable around here? Aww. They were valuable to him. Jeez. All right. So I think that's my third question to him. I'm curious which direction to go with this. I think I'm gonna go with what can you tell me about the absolute?
Do not fight her. Power. Such power.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do who are Brianna and or Brenna.
Sister. Brother. My job to protect them.
This is killer. Like
The spell's power wanes.
Yeah.
You can ask no more questions.
the writing in this is so good. So good. because they make you feel like they make you understand the basic wants and motivations of guys that wear skull necklaces around their neck. You know, I mean, like, you get the impression that this guy actually cared about his siblings, and that, you know, he really wanted to protect him. That was his purpose. That was his job. And a bunch of moronic adventurers just came through and were like, "Hey, I'm a paladin. I'm here to do all things holy," and dead. Wonder if he's mad at us for that. But I'll make one more comment. Yeah, he totally failed his job. I mean, it's all fine and dandy to want to, you know, protect your family and teach them new things and introduce new cool parasite-based religions to them, but, you know, all of those plans can go right out the door as soon as an owlbear is involved. That's a life lesson for you guys. And so another thing with how cool this is so, okay, as a dungeon master, you have to know that your players have got Speak with Dead ready and it's all prepared. And if they wake up from their long rest and they prepare Speak with Dead, you got to be on your toes as a DM. You got to be ready, because at any moment they could speak with a corpse that you weren't expecting them to speak to. But here is the thing. As a good DM, you're going to be ready. You're going to be able to improvise, you know, like that sort of conversation that that they would have with a corpse. And that's all you have to do. You just have to think about that one corpse and then they're done, because usually they're not going to burn 2 spell slots on a Speak with Dead twice in one day. They might, who knows. But even still, it's just one batch of quick improvising that you should be able to do as a dungeon master. The guys at Larian Studios created dialogue for just about everything. It is a huge difference having to improvise a single Speak with Dead on the spot as a dungeon master, and it's a totally different thing to anticipate that, well, you know what, a player might cast Speak with Dead on anything. And writing the conversation for any corpse that you could run across, and having the voice actors voice it. That is some attention to detail that blows my mind. Like, Larian did such a fantastic job with this. And you add on that the fact that you can speak with animals for same deal as a dungeon master. You got to be ready for any speak with animals. Larian has added the ability to talk with every animal that you run across. It's incredible, the attention to detail that they had. So with that, we're gonna loot. Edwin got a bunch of. Oh yeah, Shaft of a Broken Spear. I think this is actually somewhat important, but I don't remember if it is or not. So yeah, just some random stuff. And with that,
despite everything,
we are going to level up to level 3. Level 3 is always a big level, so I'll probably talk about this for a good long while here. All right. So we get another level 1 spell slot as a paladin. We also get Divine Health, which prevents disease from affecting you. And then we also get some Channel Oath actions. First off is Nature's Wrath. You restrain an enemy so they can't move, and then attack rolls against them have advantage. So, again, another way to grant advantage to the rogue in the party. Their attack rolls and dexterity saves also have disadvantage, which is just, again, icing on the cake. One of the really nice things about this is Nature's Wrath, not concentration. So it's just a Channel Oath charge. Channel Oath charge is, like, you can get those in a box of Chex Mix. I mean, they just come, they're all over the place. You get them back on short rest. It's great. And then you also get Turn the Faithless, which is you can turn Fae and Fiends. This is a little bit more useful as time goes on and you encounter more Fae and Fiends, but Fae and Fiends are a little scarce in the early stuff. This is a little worthless at the beginning. There'll be more opportunity for it later on, but still, it's a little rough. Like when you need all the oomph you can get in the early levels. And then here is the whole reason I picked this stupid subclass to begin with. I am an Oath of the Ancients Paladin, and it's for this right here. I don't typically go with Oath of the Ancients Paladins for really anything, but again, Larian Studios did such a good job with Speak with Animals that I love having Speak with Animals always prepared on this Paladin and ready to go. If you'll notice here, Speak with Animals, it does say that it is always prepared, which means that it is not taken against like the number of spells that you can have prepared. It's just always ready to go. You can always cast it so long as you have the spell slots to do so. And then you also have Ensnaring Strike, which will... It's basically vines that ensnare your target. Ensnare is another really, really, really good status to afflict on your enemies. They take 1d6 piercing damage per turn, and then attack rolls against the creature have advantage, which again is something I'm always, 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 always looking for. Also, the creature's attack rolls and dexterity saving throws have disadvantage. Really, really good. This is a concentration spell, so I mean, it's fine. The other disadvantage to this is that you do have to make an attack, like a regular old melee attack, in order to be able to cast Ensnaring Strike. So yeah, that's the only big thing with that. Prepare spells. I do get an extra spell slot. Thunderous Smite again is a pretty good, like knocking your target away and possibly knocking it prone. It's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I like Paladins to be a little bit more focused on damage than I would for regular spellcasters, so we're just going to deal with it. So we'll go ahead and accept that. Next up, Shadowheart, level 3. So this is why this is such a big deal, level 3, because we get level 2 spells on our wizards and our clerics, which is just great. Class feature, she gets another level 1 spell slot, and she also unlocks well, actually 2 level 2 spell slots. So she does get trickery domain spells, which, kind of like I was saying with the paladins always prepared spells, these are always prepared. Mirror Image is a great wizard spell. What it does is it creates 3 duplicates, like 3 illusions of yourself, and you increase your armor class by 3 for each illusion that's up. Every time you get hit, whenever you evade an attack, whenever they miss, one of the duplicates disappears. It is basically a way for you to pretty much not get hit for 3 attacks. And that's really, really good. She'll always have that prepared. And then Pass Without a Trace is another really good, really, really good spell. It lasts until Long Rest. It is a concentration spell, which is kind of a bummer, but it does increase stealth checks for the entire party by 10. Which is crazy. This will make it so that Asterion can be like sitting in front of somebody 2 feet from their face, waving and shouting, and they will not see him. Which is just great. However, we're not going to keep Shar as a we're not going to keep Shadowheart as a trickery cleric. And if you'll notice, even this right here, this is another example of Larian trying to be sneaky, but not being very good at being sneaky. You'll notice Shadowheart is a cleric of Shar. It says here, Shar, as the greater deity of darkness, Shar is feared for her power over the night, secrets, and loss. She is locked in eternal conflict with her twin sister Selûne, the goddess of the moon. Spoilers, guys! But anyway, let's go ahead and prepare spells. We are going to take... Yeah, we're going to take off Cure Wounds, and for level 2 spells... Let me talk through these a little bit. Aid. So this increases hit point maximums until long rest. It is not concentration, but it will increase those hit point maximum by 5. There are temporary hit points in there. You can kind of think of those as like a shield or a bubble in World of Warcraft terms. But this just flat out increases their hit point maximum by 5. And it goes into a long rest. This is a great spell. This is likely going to be one that we're going to put on a hireling and let hirelings cast. Lesser Restoration. This is a really, really good spell. Cures creature from disease, poison, paralysis, or blindness. In a pinch, this is a really, really important thing. It's really only an in-combat thing, at least that I've seen so far in Baldur's Gate 3. Not a huge deal, but whenever we switch Shadowheart over to being a life cleric, this will be a spell that she always has prepared, which will be nice. All right, Warding Bond. This is another spell that we are going to cheese the crud out of with minions. So what this does is it wards an ally. They gain resistance to all damage, which means that they take half damage, and a +1 bonus to their armor class and saving throws, which are both a big deal. And each time the ally takes damage, you take the same amount of damage. So that's the disadvantage to Warding Bond. Each time the warded creature takes damage, the spellcaster takes the same amount of damage. What makes this so stupid overpowered in Baldur's Gate 3 is you can have a minion, or a hireling in camp, cast Warding Bond on your characters, and then you just leave the hireling in camp, where they're just sitting there like, oh, suddenly, I'm bleeding from a hole in my face. But you get all the benefits because it lasts until long rest. It's not concentration. Really good. Protection from poison. You gain advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. It's pretty good. This is another one that we're going to be abusing with hirelings. Calm emotions. Humanoids can't be charmed, frightened, or become enraged. This is good if you are going into a fight where you know things are going to try to charm you or frighten you, but it's super circumstantial. Not one that I will typically keep prepared. Hold Person. One of the better spells that we're going to have available for clerics. Hold an enemy still. They can't move or act or react. And then if you hit them in melee, it is always a critical hit. So guess who's going to love that? Yes, it's Astarion. Astarion. Sorry, I did it again. Yeah, Hold Person is a great spell. And it's kind of a beastly spell too, because if they fail this initial wisdom save, they are stuck. Prayer of Healing. This is the other spell that on level 2 you'll always have prepared as a life cleric, so this will be something we'll always have ready to go. This is a really good spell. Heal all allies that you can see, and it heals them for 2d8 + 3. Really great healing. Can only be used outside of combat, so this is meant to be like a little temporary short rest, just to get some HP back. Spiritual Weapon is the spell that I will definitely be getting. Spiritual Weapon, what it does is it creates... This is ironic, because this is a spell that only does damage, but it is a highly efficient damage spell. It is a bonus action, level 2 spell slot, and it creates a spiritual weapon that will constantly attack enemies alongside you. So yeah, this is a really good way to just get damage basically every round for free. You can almost think of it as like a dot, a damage over time spell. Silence is really circumstantial, really situational. But it does have its uses. So what this does is it creates a whole sphere in which no noise can occur. and everything inside is. I know. So Mick Neckbiter loves ADV in chat. Yeah. I will always and forever do everything in my power to give Astarion advantage. I mean, oh, sorry, wait, no, spoilers. I don't know who you're talking about, Mick Neckbiter. I don't know who you mean. Anyway, silence. It also is oddly enough makes everything immune to thunder damage, which I mean makes really good sense. You can't make any noise. Thunder is technically just a sound wave. But anyway, the thing that is really advantageous for this is it kind of has a few odd uses. So like if you're sneaking around and you want to kill an enemy, but you don't want that enemy making noise right before it dies to alert all the other enemies that are in the area, you can just cast silence around it and then take stuff out in total abject silence. Also, thieving things can cause a little bit of noise. This is a way to make it so that nobody can hear you. Ah! Did not mean to do that. Oh, man, come on. I accidentally hit escape. I did not mean to do that. All right. Next up, blindness. Blindness is a wonderful spell. So you blind a creature. We use blinding all the time already. This is what our Raven does for us. But, of course, has disadvantage on attack rolls. Range of attacks and spells reduced to 3 meters, which can actually be incredibly useful. If you have, like, a spellcaster that is just harassing the crud out of you, you can blind him and force him into melee range. And then attack rolls against blinded creatures have advantage. But here is the quiz for all of y'all. Why is blindness such a good spell? That's right, because it's not a concentration spell. This lasts for 10 turns, which again is an entire fight and then some. It's not concentration. If they fail this con save, they are blinded for the entire rest of the fight. Blindness is a great spell. Because blind, again, is a horrible condition to have. But it's a wonderful condition to put on the bad guys. All right, enhance ability. So what this does is it gives you advantage on ability checks with a chosen ability. I get it. I get the purpose. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff you need to thieve. You can just enhance dexterity on Astarion. Okay, I get it. You really need to like make an investigation check. Okay, I get it. You cast enhance ability on intelligence. Fine. It makes sense to me. I have never used this spell, and I probably will never use this spell. I just don't care. I want to care, but I just don't. So enhance ability, I will probably never, ever use. But again, what I will use is spiritual weapon. I'm gonna get rid of cure wounds, and then I'll probably get rid of shield of faith as well and pop blindness on there. And that's a nice little distribution. 4 level 1 spells to 2 level 2 spells. All right, rogue level 3. So first off, the one that they chose for Astarion is Arcane Trickster, which means that he gets the Mage Hand cantrip. It also makes, because he's a rogue, it makes the Mage Hand invisible, and you can also do all kinds of crazy stuff like sleight of hand with the Mage Hand. It is just such a fun subclass. It really is. And then you also get like cantrips, you get spells, like illusion spells are fantastic in this subclass. We're not going to do that though. And I'll tell you why. Let me talk about the assassin real quick. So an assassin, if you were playing for whatever reason Dungeons and Dragons all by yourself, just you and the dungeon master, and you wanted to play like a ninja or an assassin or Batman or something like that, assassin would be the absolute way to go. Because what it is here, I'll run through this. So in combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. For what it's worth, your initiative is based off your dexterity, which already should be sky high as a rogue, which means that you should be going first just about all the time, which means that you are going to have advantage against at least one thing of your choice whenever you start a fight. Just whenever you start a fight, though. That's worth noting. Any successful attack roll against a surprise creature is a critical hit. Okay, so this is actually going to compound with the initiative thing, because you're already going to have advantage on creatures that haven't taken a turn yet, which will be the case if you surprise them. Plus you'll get sneak attack damage, plus all of that damage will be a critical hit. And then you immediately restore your action and bonus action at the start of combat. What the first two of these mean is that you, at least in the first round of a fight, you are going to take something out. You're going to take something out. And the thing is if you are in stealth and whatever it is that you're taking out does not alert anything else, you will still be out of combat, which means that you can surprise the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So this is the 1x1 pick 'em off class. In a team, in a party, I don't like this. This focuses a little too much on just having the rogue play it solo all by themselves. Not my thing. Not my thing. But let me talk about Thief. So Thief has changed quite a bit from what it was in tabletop D&D. So I won't go into the details about what Thief is in tabletop D&D, but here is what you get as a Thief. I'm going to talk about second story work first. So you've mastered the art of falling and gain resistance to falling damage, which means that you'll take half damage whenever you take falling damage. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. This is the big deal, though. Gaining an additional bonus action is not only the most powerful thing that you can do as a rogue, this is possibly no, I'm not even going to say possibly. This is the best subclass feature in this entire game. Like, this one subclass feature right here makes it worth taking 3 levels of rogue when you are, say, like a monk. Something that can do extra attacks as bonus actions. That means that you can have extra attacks because you can have 2 bonus actions. This is so ridiculously overpowered. And what I'm going to use it for with Astarion is he will be able to basically get advantage against a target every single round if I need it. Like, preferably, again, he would have advantage from things like, having the enemies blinded or what have you. But if that's not the case, because of the 2 bonus actions, I can use 1 bonus action to disengage from melee, get out of melee, get into a spot that is out of line of sight, and then use my second bonus action to hide, and then use my movement to sneak right back up to the guy that I just walked away from and stab him in the face. This is so overpowered. So overpowered. So absolutely, we're going Thief. Not even a question. And then Gale. Gale also unlocks 2 level 2 spells here. Well, he gets an additional level 1 spell slot, and then he gets 2 level 2 spell slots, and then he's going to gain 2 spells. So we're going to talk about the level 2 spells. All right. I will say right off the bat, is I already know exactly what I am going to be going for if I can just find it, but I'll talk about those first. There we go. The first one I'm going to be picking is Flaming Sphere. And Nerdad, you're saying, but that's a damage spell. What are you doing? So there are 2 damage spells that I will always take. The first one is Fireball, because the people who made D&D love Fireball so much and what it represents for wizards and just the history behind it and everything have intentionally made Fireball way more powerful than what it actually should be as a level 3 spell, which we'll get at wizard level 5 here. I will always take Fireball. Fireball is just crazy, crazy good. The other one is the other Fireball, and that's Flaming Sphere. Flaming Sphere is just like the weapon, the floating weapon thing. I've already forgotten what it's called. The Cleric level 2 spell that we just picked. I can't remember what it's called. But what this is this is an action, and it creates a big, huge flaming sphere that lasts basically as long as you want it to last, as long as you can keep up concentration on it. But what it means is that the flaming sphere is like a whole separate party member. You move it around, and here, I'll just read it. Summon a flaming sphere that damages nearby enemies and objects. You can move the sphere, it emits a bright light. It's a deck save. A lot of things have really good decks, so that's kind of a bummer. It is a concentration spell. That is also kind of a bummer, but after you cast it, it's free damage until it goes away, and it goes away whenever you say it goes away, as long as you don't break concentration. It's a very, very, very efficient use of a level 2 spell slot. And then the other thing that I'm going to go with, well, I tell you what, we'll go through the spells, and then and I'll talk about like what our options are. So, all right, Arcane Lock. This is, you magically lock something. It can't be lockpicked. It can't be opened with knock. Knock is another level 2 spell that just instantly opens up a lock. This, I don't know. Maybe it has a use at some point in Baldur's Gate 3. I can't see what that would be. Blindness, I already talked about blindness when I talked about the cleric spells. Fantastic spell. Fantastic spell. This is one of the candidates for us to pick for this level, but we're probably not going to do it. Blur. Attackers have disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and this doesn't affect creatures that don't rely on sight or that can see through illusions. This is really, really good. It's a concentration spell. It is an action, which, again, kind of a bummer. Bummer that it's a concentration spell, but it lasts an entire fight, and everything has disadvantage against you until your concentration is broken. That is a really, really solid defense spell. Cloud of Daggers. This sets up just a little area that has a whole bunch of daggers. It does really good damage. It is a concentration spell. Lasts the entire fight if you want it to. It's a damage spell. I'm passing. Crown of Madness is an okay spell. Instill madness in a humanoid enemy, making them attack the creature closest to them other than you, even if it's allied. This is a concentration spell, only lasts for 3 turns. It is a way to take something out of the fight for 3 turns and create a nuisance for the enemy. It's not great. It's not great. Darkness. Create a dark shroud that heavily obscures and blinds creatures within. Creatures cannot make ranged attacks into or out of it. Darkness is a really, really good spell. It's really good for screwing with enemy casters and enemy ranged attackers. And you can also cast this over areas where you really just want to steal a whole bunch of stuff and you don't want anybody to see you doing it. So it has really good out of combat use. This is one spell that I'll probably be taking next level with Gale, but I'm not totally sure if I am or not. Dark Vision. This just, hey, if you don't have Dark Vision, this gives you Dark Vision. It's interesting because Gale is the only one in my party that does not have Dark Vision. But if you'll notice, this is not a concentration spell. Lasts until a long rest. I will be abusing this from a hireling. Detect Thoughts. This is another instance of Larian doing a fantastic job with all of the writing, because Detect Thoughts, they have this available for just about everything. And they had to write this. Again, it's a dungeon master. You just have to be on your toes for like 1 or 2 instances. A session maybe, but Larian did it for everything. Focus your mind to read the thoughts of certain creatures while talking to them. Really, really cool spell. I would like to take this eventually, but I think I can get this from a scroll pretty readily. So we'll see about that one. Enlarge or reduce. Make a creature larger or smaller to affect their weapon damage and strength checks and saving throws. This can be good for fighters and just using the enlarge. The reduce, that can be useful for getting into tight spots in this game, but I've got Disguise Self that's going to allow us to change the size that we show up as anyway, and so I really don't need to use the reduce side of this. There's Flaming Sphere. Gust of Wind. Summon a strong wind that clears all clouds and pushes creatures back 5 meters, forcing them off balance. Pushing creatures back 5 meters is pretty great, especially if things are crowding around Gale and I just need to create some space. But off balance is kind of a new status effect that that Larian created for Baldur's Gate 3. So they have disadvantage on strength and dexterity checks, and attack rolls against it have advantage. So again, always looking for ways to create advantage. Gust of Wind will do this for a group of creatures because it is an AoE spell. Hold Person we talked about, amazing spell. Invisibility. This is pretty nice. Touch a creature to turn it invisible. Attacks against it have disadvantage, and it attacks with advantage. Invisibility breaks when you fail a stealth check on attacking, casting spells, or interacting with items. This is really good for getting into position. It's really good on, well, really it's for scouting, but that's really about it. Invisibility is not super my thing. I'd rather have a rogue with just crazy high stealth. Knock unlocks something that's locked with a regular lock. Magic Weapon is pretty good. So this will make a weapon magical, and it receives a 1+1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Last until long rested as a concentration spell. Pretty good use of a level 2 spell. Not great, but pretty good. Melf's Acid Arrow does a good amount of acid damage. The acid only lasts for 1 turn, though. That's, as we know, acid will, yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I think this will leave an acid puddle behind. And acid puddles will decrease your AC, which can be nice, but this is just damage. Not my thing. Mirror Image we talked about. Misty Step is the other one that we're probably going to take. Misty Step is really good because it's a bonus action for one thing, and it lets you teleport anywhere you can see. So no more of this goofing around, trying to dash and get into position. This just flat out, wherever you want to be, that's where you go. At this point, it's a level 2 spell slot, which is super expensive, but once we go up in the levels, level 2 spell slots are like a dime a dozen. It's not going to be that too big of a deal. Because of that, I would almost take Blindness, but I'm going to leave that on the Cleric for right now. Phantasmal Force. Deal damage to a creature each turn. The type of damage changes to the last type the creature suffered. This is not good. This is not a good spell. If you're attacking something with a vulnerability to like fire or whatever, and you're hitting them with fire, I mean, yeah, it'll double the damage, but still, double 1d6 is not great. It is kind of an efficient use of a spell slot because it does continue to do damage so long as you've got concentration. But just not a good spell. Not a good spell. Don't take that. Do not take Phantasmal Force. Ray of Enfeeblement. This can be nice. Decreases the amount of damage that things do on their strength attacks. But, One of the nice things about this is it does not require a saving throw, but it is concentration. It's can be nice to have if you're up against something that is just unnaturally strong and has a really good weapon. Not my thing. Not my thing. Scorching Ray, straight up, 6 to 36 damage. Well, it is 3 rays of fire. So kind of like Magic Missile in that sense, but again, not really my thing. See invisibility. You can see invisible creatures. You'll notice this is not concentration, it is until long rest, so this is another spell that I will not take on Gale, but I will abuse with a hireling. Shatter damages all nearby creatures and objects. Creatures made of inorganic materials such as stone have disadvantage on their saving throw. This is meh damage for... It does attack a lot of things around you, but this is just a very, very underwhelming spell. Web is pretty cool. Cover an area in thick, flammable webbing that slows creatures within and possibly enwebs them. Unlike Grease, this is a concentration spell. It is a dex save, which again, a lot of creatures have pretty high dex, so it's not super great. One of the cool things with this, though, this does grant advantage. In webbed, let's see, attack rolls against the effective entity have advantage. One of the cool things with this is you can cast web on, like, let's say you're up somewhere super high, you need to jump down, you can cast web at your target location, and the web will just gently catch you, and you won't take falling damage. So it's a poor man's feather fall for a level 2 spell. Even though feather falls, you know, a level 1 spell. Hey, whatever. All right, and that's it for the level 2 spells. Again, I'll be taking Misty Step. I'll be taking Flaming Sphere. And for prepared spells, I will go ahead and get rid of Fog Cloud. I will pop in Flaming Sphere. And I think I'm going to leave everything else that way as well. Yeah. Again, it doesn't matter too terribly much, because I can switch around those prepared spells anytime I'm out of combat. All right. With that, everybody is level 3. We've gone through the whole leveling up to level 3 process. And with that, we're going to end for the night. Next time we come back, we are going to go ahead and head into the Emerald Grove and check out all of the racists in there. But thank you guys for joining. If you like this content, be sure to like it. It does mean a lot. And